Hey y'all, welcome back to Seriously Stump'd. Stick around today if you guys want to see me use Buried Blade Senior, the MechMaxx stump grinder, and a new Talon to get rid of this giant holly tree up against this house. But hey, if that doesn't prick your berries, you can stay stumped. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Yeah, you caught me. I definitely said prick your berries because this is one of them big old prickly trees. It's probably gonna mess me up all day. So we gotta make sure we have our safety protection. Gotta get that good old hearing protection on. Gotta get our face shield, everything good to go. And then we gotta fire up Buried Blade Senior. Y'all know how we do that. So we go ahead and flip that on switch, pull that choke, hit that compression chamber release, 2 pulls. Oh, push that choke in, fire this thing up. Oh, now she's ready. All right, first things first, we gotta make sure we can see what's going on in here. So I gotta clear out some of these limbs. All right, let's just show you guys exactly what we're working with here. This thing is enormous. Straight up holly bush turned into a giant holly tree. Oops, just kicked the camera. But hey, I had to go in there and talk to the homeowner, who happens to be my new sister-in-law. And this has kind of been on the, hey brother, will you do this? But I had to make sure she wasn't gonna leave my brother at the altar first, if you know what I mean. So let's keep our safety gear on and let's go ahead and knock out the rest of these limbs so we can drop it safely away from the house. Before y'all OGs call me out, no, I don't have my Ted Bundy specials today. Done messed around and just got the old face shield. One thing I'd like to recommend is that if you're working with a holly tree like this, you probably want sleeves on, because when I left here, it looked like I'd gotten into a bunch of poison oak just from all the small little pointers that were cutting me up. And then of course chaps wouldn't be a bad idea either. Much better, gave it a little trimmy trim. Man, oh man, the more I cut, the taller and taller these piles got out here. Finally turning this old tree right here into a bush again, but I'm gonna have to get out the stump grinder to really knock out the stump, and then I'm gonna have to bring the wood chipper over here to really get rid of these piles. But in the meantime, no matter how cold it is, it's never too cold to stay hydrated. So y'all remember to stay safe and stay hydrated. I'm gonna go grab the BX23S with that new KBX Talon to grab all this stuff and get it out of the way so I can drop this and finish cutting it up with Buried Blade Senior. So y'all stick around. All right, in case y'all didn't watch the video where I unveiled this KBX Talon, y'all need to go check it out. It's the video I posted right before this one. But hey, we're gonna go ahead and use this opposable thumb to get rid of all these branches and stack them up over there to where we can wood chip them later. Let's go. This was only the second time that I really got to use this KBX Talon, and every time I'm truly amazed and I'm astonished that I made it this far without having the grapple function on my BX series tractor. But that's what's awesome about this, is that I didn't have to add any third hydraulic function to be able to achieve this. So you guys head on over to littlebuckloader.com and check it out to see if it's right for your needs, because it surely is paying dividends on my end. Y'all can go ahead and let me know how many bucket trips you think that would have took with a straight up pallet fork clamped onto the front of my bucket, because this thing wiped that out in what, 3 loads? That is insane. I absolutely love it. Let's go. For something they claimed to be a bush, that thing sure was huge. Gonna go ahead and get this last load out of the way though. Get that Talon fired up. Boom, boom. All right, time to get the old stump grinder fired up. Before I left the house, I went ahead and checked all 34 of those teeth with the spanner wrench. Went ahead and greased up all of my grease points, all my linch pins and everything like that. And then when you're at the job and you're not at your house, you wanna make sure that there's nothing on this side that you're gonna shoot debris at, and you wanna work right to left on the stumps and take about 2 inches of material per pass. And then if you don't have your BCGs, at least get your sunglasses out, because you don't want stump die. So let's get after it. But you do have your hearing protection.
A couple things that I haven't pointed out yet in this video is that you always want to engage anything that is a rear PTO or mid-mount PTO at low RPM. And then you want to raise your RPM of your tractor up to the operating range of 540 RPM. And then specifically for these stump grinders, the last thing you want to do is bite off more than you can chew. So let's go ahead as you're starting your stump grinding process and take off little bits at a time. And like I like to say, just 2 inches of material per pass. And if you don't wear boots, keep a rake around to where you can always see exactly what you're doing. And then be mindful of insects and anything else that could be in your path, because not only have I shot stumps all up on me as I was stump grinding, I've also got into a few ant piles and shot ants all over my back, and they were down into my shirt honestly and bit me all up. So always be mindful of insects, always be wary of where this thing is going to shoot its debris. Work right to left on the stumps and listen to the engine cadence when you're grinding the stumps, because what you want to do is get familiar with that sound. That way you know if you're bogging your machine down. And as always, you guys can just comment with any other questions you may have, but I think this MechMaxx stump grinder is one of the best things they make, and I think you would love the purchase.
Let's go. Boom. Don't mind me as I'm a little winded, but here's some after shots for you. Got it all leveled out with the rake. Since I had the grapple bucket on the front, couldn't really use my regular bucket to smooth everything out, but you know I had to leave them with a little parting gift, especially since it's December. Let that holly tree come on back. The only other thing we got to do is right over there, we got to get rid of all of those. Let's see if I can zoom in. So yeah, right over there, that giant bush, we got to get rid of all of those limbs and branches with the wood chipper as soon as we come back, but I couldn't fit the wood chipper on the trailer, so that's all for this one. I mean, that's all for now, but you guys are going to stick around because I'm going to load up the wood chipper and come back. We just got to give these straps right here, oh, let me get that. That ain't going nowhere. Let's go. All right, Stump fam, it's a new day for me, same video for y'all, so let's get this wood chipper fired up because it's always a great day to be great. Make sure you point, you discharge shoot towards your enemies, and make sure you in run. You might need to choke it up depending on how long it is since the last time you ran it. We're good to go, let's go. Funny specials today though.
I know I do a lot of time lapses in my video, and I didn't really show all of this, but it only took me like 25 minutes, I'd say, to fully get rid of that entire debris pile there. And it also only took me like 11 minutes to get rid of that entire stump with the stump grinder. So that just puts everything into perspective for you.
I just remembered I got a couple questions about this wood chipper. People had just got it and they couldn't get it to fire up. It's got a couple emergency stops on it. Here. You got to have those disengaged or it will not fire up. They do not ship it with oil, they do not ship it with gas. You got to put both of those in. And then there's a couple grease points on either side of your bearing. On the other side over here near your belt housing, you got to take your belt housing off to be able to grease up that bearing on that end. And then just to follow up, this thing is mainly designed for off-road trailer towing. It's not really designed for the highway, but I have taken it on the highway a couple times. But for getting to this job, I actually loaded it up on the trailer because I didn't want to be going 55 down some back roads with these off-road tires. So I'm gonna keep wood chipping all this up. All right, Stump fam, as you can see, we got it all taken care of. And over here, we accidentally knocked our blade off of Barry the Blade Senior. And as you guys know, who've been here for a while, that's the CS590, the Timberwolf. Not sponsored or anything, I just absolutely love that chainsaw. And like your mama said, always leave everything better than you found it. And I hope you guys have enjoyed what you've seen so far of getting to see a little different side of all of the products that I typically showcase here on the channel. We got the MechMaxx stump grinder, the MechMaxx wood chipper, and then we got that new KBX Talon from Little Buck Loader. So like I said, hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hopefully you remember to stay safe and stay hydrated, and hopefully you're no longer stumped. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Whew, that was a lot. Even though that was only about 30 minutes, I'm beat. Whew. Nothing like the gift of time though. We only got so much of it to give.